So good evening and welcome to round number 3 of the Season 12 Group A Tours. We're here at the Hockenheim Ring National Circuit for this round. The number of this round is the original cars of everyone's choice, and the top 4 of the championship start at the back in reverse grid order. This should be a good one. Due to that, the front runners having to make their way up through the pack. So let's find out what the standings are. So currently the standings are: Scooby leads with 35 points from Jamie Ethel 30 on 30. Omega is joint third with RS Jim on 28 with Jack TM53 Synopsis. Currently on 27 in 5th. Cam123 Diz is on 21 in 6th. Snyder Gas has 20 points in 7th. Whitford Zero has 18, joint with Fraser. Edu and Royston with Shockshaft and Mirgo Slide are all joint 10th place on 12 points. RDJ is 14th with 8. One High Mofo is 15th with 6. NGR Ginge is got 4 points in 16th. Tim, who we're watching now, has 3 points in 17th. And Envoy Extreme is 18th with 2 points. So Scooby G will start last in this race with Jamie Ethel 30, 1 up from that, Omega 1 up from that, and Jim will be the front of that pack of 4. There's Omega. Obviously these boys setting a time that is slower than the rest of the pack, but enough in the correct order. There's Jack, currently on pole position right now. Here are the runners for today so far. Jack TM53 Synopsis currently on pole position. Edu is in 2nd. One High Mofo 3rd in the Audi. Ginge on his returning week here is in 4th. There's Cam123 Diz in the Merc. Home round for that car along with the Audi, and then he BMWs around. He lays 5th. Shockshaft is here and is in 6th. Whitford Zero is 7th. Royston is 8th. Tim78 9th. We also have Omega here. Jamie Ethel 30. Someone, Suzuki RMZ has joined for the night. He is in an Audi. Fraser is also here tonight, currently not set a time. Snyder Gas has just gone up into 3rd. There's RS Jim and Scooby G, who will probably not set a time because he's got to be last on the grid. So look at Edu at the moment, currently sat in 2nd place. Slide, get the back end out through the first corner. Let's have a look, see if I've got a map. So we continue to watch Edu currently into the national section. It's the double 90 right. So, still joining with Edu right now. Let's have a look. Is Fraser around? Where's Fraser at? There's Royston. There's Omega. There's Tim. There's Royston again. Ginge. So he must be near the back. Has he actually set a time yet? There's Fraser. Let's go on board with him. Hopefully. So we've just gone through the Nord curve and up to Einfahrt Parabolica. Then through this little left-hander into the Parabolica of the Hockenheim Ring. And down into this double 90 right. Now you cut off slightly early, hit the brakes, and you try to take this in one lovely curve. Although Fraser's decided to take it as almost 2. Normally you drift out wide and bring it back in. Into this 9 left. It really tightens up. Back end getting out for Fraser perfectly through there. Into this right-hander. So a little lift to get the front end turned in. And then down towards the Mobile 1 curve into the stadium section. Back end again coming out, but lovely does it. Sets him up for the Sachs curve. Lovely cambered in hairpin. This is where Vettel famously crashed out this year in the F1. Through this little left, through the right, into the penultimate corner and into Sud curve. Through Sud curve, and what can Fraser do? He puts it on pole position. We've gone on with a pole position potential lap there with Fraser. 1:31.7, the first man into the 31s. Jack might want to get back out on the circuit here as we watch you do. Unless you want to outlap with that sort of time. Let's fly the gas in the Audi. As you will probably tell by now, it's very much a four-wheel drive game at the moment between the Nissans and the Audis. Nothing beats four-wheel drive nowadays. Leaving Scooby. Up. The first corner here for Slider Gas. Fraser now back in the pits. There's one high mofo. He is currently doing well here in 6th place. Remember, he didn't have a brilliant round out in the BMWs at Spa, seeing that horrible weather. But with 4 minutes to go, currently in 6th. Cam123 Diz doing very well at the moment in that Mercedes. The first of the rear-wheel drive cars. Jimmy, F130 says he's going through. He's going to come through the pack. And that's an interesting line from one of the Audis back there, but would never tell who that is. There goes Royston. Suzuki RMZ might need to set a time here. He needs to be at least ahead of Jim. There goes Royston across the line. Doesn't go any faster. Tim at the moment, last of the man who've allowed to qualify properly, that is, anyway. There's Whitford in that Ford. Lovely sounding car, horrible to drive. Look at that through the Sachs curve. Complete opposite lock into the little chicane. And broad sideways like a Formula Drift driver. Good show, sir. Very good show. He's trying to become the new DK. He's going to try and take it away from Fraser. This man better do something if he wants to keep his Drift King title in this series. Still sideways, but not as sideways as that Cozzy. That was a cracking bit of car control from Whitford. As you know, in the background, really pushing it. I think that might have invalidated his lap time and this one, unfortunately. So he'll get around maybe for one more if he gets around quick enough. One high mofo. Let's go back. Let's have a look at Ginge at the moment, currently in 7th. Probably blame it on no practice. Sideways and lovely control through the double right-hander there. Knows he's ruined the lap though. And Suzuki still hasn't done a time yet. This is not going to go well if he stays there. Where is he on the track at the moment? Let's have a look. He's just going through the parabolic at the moment for Suzuki. Back with Gingers, we're going through the stadium section. Into the penultimate corner and then into Sud Curve. I don't think he's going to improve on this time. He's going to get one more shot though. There you go, 4 seconds. He lost a lot of time because he didn't get back on it at all. There's Jack coming to the end of his current lap, and Fraser goes on to his final qualifying lap as he pushes that Nissan to the limits and almost loses the back end on the curbing through the first corner. Jack is off at that Sud Curve, and I think that is qualifying pretty much over for the 3-time champion. RS Jim just out and about doing a few warming up laps by the looks of it. You know what's Jim here, but qualifying is now over. Jack is obviously backed right off. Edu then, we'll keep an eye on him. There goes sliding gas across the line, doesn't go any faster. Edu pushing it into the stadium section. There's Cam, there's Hockenheim Mofo. Shock Shaft has got up into 6th though, in front of Hockenheim Mofo. Whitford in the pit lane. There's Cam. Have a look. Hockenheim Mofo goes across the line. Doesn't go any quicker. Edu. Doesn't go any quicker. Next up is Cam 123 Days in that Mercedes. Can he push it? He's lost the back end. He's got a swapper on. Very unfortunate that for Cam 123 Days. Just got a swapper on at the end of the lap. Goes Royston. Up and across the line for Royston. Doesn't improve. He's doing a lap. Suzuki RMZ has not qualified. That has not worked in the plans of the reverse grid. Either that or it's not showing us his time. Which would be very annoying because they fixed that last time. But we go to the qualifying results of tonight, and Fraser takes pole position away from Jack TM53 Synopsis. Edu is currently 3rd with Slider Gas in 4th. Cam 123 does a good performance in the Mercedes, puts it in the top 5. Ginger's in 6th, a good return for him. Shock Shaft is 7th, Hockenheim Mofo is in 8th. Whitford 0, 9th, Royston 10th. Tim is 11th, RS Jim will be 12th, Omega 13th, Jamie F 14th. Suzuki RMZ is in 15th with Scooby G in 16th. But we sync up, wait for the 3 red lights. And we are green here at Hockenheim for round 3 of the Group A Tours of NXTGEN. Season 12. Up towards the first corner. Edu's got a good start against Jack TM53's Synopsis. He's done him through the first corner, so a good start from the Spaniard. Up towards the second corner then. 9th Parabolica. And Edu's looking races. Sliding gas slides his way up the inside of Jack. Can't quite get the move complete though as we come towards the Parabolica for the first time of 15. Up front though, it's a Nissan 123 until Slider Gas. Can he get this move completed for that podium position? Cam 123 is looking around the outside. Jack is just about going to hang on there in that Nissan. Great driving from the pair. RS Jim, Suzuki RMZ, I think has been let through to the front of the pack of the reverse grid cars. There's RS Jim, followed by Omega. There's Jamie, a long, long way down. There's Tim with Scooby G, very much far down. I don't know what happened there then, but something has happened, and Scooby G is a long way from the pack of cars. Fraser still leads as we come towards the penultimate corner for the first time. And into Sud curve. And he's gone wide into the gravel. Edu will lead over the line for lap 1 then. The Spaniard quite happily takes that mistake from Fraser. A rare one from Fraser for definite there. Cam has gone missing. Cam's now down the order. Maybe a spin into the stadium section. Very easy to do. Yes, that looks like Scooby G out really wide. That's Tim out really wide, and Scooby G will go past him. There he goes. Jack Team 53 Synopsis has held off the charge of side gas, but Whitford Zero now up into 5th, and he has a group of Audis coming after him. Oh, and behind him, that's contact. Ginge and Royston. Looked like a bit of bumping and shoving there. Now Ginge having to defend from one high mofo, and RS Jim is on their tail with Omega just behind. This is going to really shake up the standings if this continues. Up into the stadium section of the Mobil 1 curve. RS Jim looking around the outside of one high mofo. Not quite going to work. Down into the Sachs curve, and what a move from the Nissan man. That number 55 car he swapped to now to be Jamie F30's teammate. Got the move done and into 9th place. At the front, nothing really closing, but Slider Gas is now having a good crack at Jack as we come up to lap number 3. Enter turn 1. He'll look for a switchback to try and get a run up towards the second corner. It's not going to work though. That Nissan very, very good in the acceleration phase. Through Einfahrt Parabolica and down towards the Parabolica. So there's the roof coming on this, you've got a little aerial. Up towards the double 90 right. Oh, he's looking. This is going to get interesting between Jack and Slider Gas. Much different lines as well. Not a brilliant one from Slider Gas through that. Oh, hang on, that's Fraser. Fraser's off. That is big news. The Renault Esports finalist has crashed in this race on lap number 3. Oh, he's going to have to be careful. Cam is coming right up behind him now as he goes through the Mobil 1 curve. And whilst that happens, oh, there's Jack round now. So whether he got a little tap or whether that was genuine mistake from him, but Slider Gas is now into 2nd place and 6.5 behind Edu with a nice comfortable lead. Now, it's fair to be said that Edu has had his fair share of bad luck this season. He hasn't had much in the way of good luck, but he has been gifted an opportunity here. He needs to take this for the Spaniard, he really does, to get his season back on track as we look behind Whitford Zero. Now in 4th place and with a gaggle of 4-wheel drive cars behind him. Oh, and that is contact behind Shockshaft with Royston. And here comes Jamie to pick up the pieces. He's got a time penalty though from corner cutting, I should imagine, or track limits as it's called on this game. Devastating things these are. But Whitford Zero in that Ford Sierra Cozzy is defending like his life depends on it, but the rear end goes. That's into the wall. And that is a heap of positions he's lost. He's just lost 5 positions in one go. Whitford now down into 9th. Big shame for the Ford man. He was looking good. Just couldn't quite keep the car in check as he comes into the Sachs curve. One High Mofo now leads in this epic battle for 4th place. And Jim looking down the inside maybe. Not quite an overlap into Sud curve. But he will look like... Can he get an overlap into the first corner? No, he can't. This is just how close the racing is between them right now. This is the bumper of Jim as we now look to the inside of the second corner. No defence from One High Mofo. Doesn't need it by the looks of it. He's going to get a good run on the outside there. Fantastic driving from the pair. We now come down to the double 90 right. They hit the brakes. No, bit of a lock up from One High Mofo by the looks of it. Goes a bit wide, allowing Jim up the inside. One High Mofo is going to keep the inside though for this corner. Again locks up a little bit, and that's going to allow Jim through. Oh, he's that behind that Jim's behind, there's Omega behind, so he's quietly moved up the order with Jim. Almost took advantage of that. There's Jamie now in 7th. There's Royston in 8th. Shockshaft 9th. There's Fraser trying to recover. Scooby G there. That's Ginge down in 40th. I don't know what happened to him, but he has gone sailing down the order. So much to look out for, but this man is quite happy right now. Spaniard in the number 2 Nissan, the STP car. Looking quite comfortable. But I don't think Slider Gas is as comfortable as he do. He has got Jack right up his bumper. Only 4/10 the gap as we now come into the second corner. This was the second place position right now. Here on lap number 6 of 15. Down the parabolica, he is pretty much pushing him down the straight there. Into the double 90 right we come. And Jack still behind. Go back to RS Jim. Bit sideways coming out of the double 90 right. Omega still behind One High Mofo. This is a brilliant drive from One High Mofo right now. Keeping back the defending champion of this series. The big story right now is Scooby G down in 12th. He's had a horrible race here at Hockenheim. But Omega's right on the back of One High Mofo. One High Mofo is really going to have to concentrate here if he wants to keep that 5th place. But Omega almost went down the inside. A little bit of rubbing there between the two Audis. You've got to go careful because unfortunately Jamie is there to pick up any spoils again. He has got a time penalty. He's looking down the inside, not quite going to do it. So the Omega quite rightly wearing the number 1 car as he goes down the inside of One High Mofo. One High Mofo does try to go around the outside, gets a little tap with the rear quarter of Omega, but that is move done, and Jamie coming through to pick up some spoils, hopefully, in his number 55 Nissan. Now to the double right-hander, so Omega now moves into the top 5. This is crucial for these 3 in the championship to make ground and make hay, while Scooby's having a bad one, but Jamie's still getting pestered here by One High Mofo. Not quite what Jamie would want, but Jamie's now bugging Omega here. The gap for the second place is still tight. There is no let up here from Jack Team 53 Synopsis. As he looks down the inside maybe at turn 1. Does have a look down the inside, a little tap. And that is Jack on the inside through now into P2. So I guess thinks about going down the inside of turn 2. But no such luck at all. I think that was a gentleman's agreement of that was fair racing. Brilliant opportunistic driving from Jack to take it into that first corner. Omega still 5th. Jamie now in 6th at the moment. One High Mofo Lonely now in 7th. There's Shockshaft in 8th. Scooby G is now up to 9th. Ginger's up to 10th now, so go over him. This is RMZ in 11th. There's Fraser. He's having an absolute nightmare with that Nissan at the moment. It's fair to say he's not done well in it. Brands Hatch, awful race. Hockenheim now. Makes you wonder, is the Nissan worth it for Fraser? Whitford in the Ford in 13th. Obviously this is always going to be a hard one for the rear-wheel drive cars to stick with it. A lot of tight corners, a lot of traction zones. A lot of stuff you're trying to lay the power on when you're turning. So not an easy task at all. There's Royston in 14th. Cam123 Diz in 15th. And Tim is at the double right-hander and ploughed into the wall. He gets going again though. They're in 16th. Let's have a quick glance here because Jamie's got a time penalty. How much of a time? He's got a 1 second time penalty for him, Ginge, and Tim at the back at the moment. Let's have a look. As he's got one High Mofo still bugging him here for 6th. He's got to get on with this, Jamie. One High Mofo looks like that's a great little play coming down to the double 90 right. He's on the outside. Number 55 versus number 2. Into the double 90 right. One High Mofo is going to try and run the outside. This would be amazing if this sticks. It's not quite doable though. Very, very close. We go back to second place with Jack and Slider Gas. These two having an epic battle. But look who's joining the fray here. RS Jim is gradually catching these two at a good rate of knots. Into the Sachs curve for the 9th time of 15 is amazing. We've already completed 9 laps around here. And Slider Gas looking down the inside right now, Jack. Down towards turn 1. Is this going to be a repeat of the reverse? Slider Gas down the inside and complete the move into turn 1. And here comes Jim. This has been a brilliant race from Jim coming back through the pack. So they go into turn 1. Oh, turn 2 even, sorry. Here on lap number 10. RS Jim now really looking to battle with these two. Maybe a second place on offer for him. Jim down the inside then. And you'd have to pretty much say move done for RS Jim. Cracking stuff from him. Jack immediately on the attack, trying to get back at him. Don't think it's quite going to work though. So RS Jim in the podium positions then. Omega not far behind. Let's have a look at the times. There's Scooby G up into 8th place. He's now past Shockshaft. Having a bit of a comeback here for Scooby. There's Ginge. He's got Suzuki RMZ not far behind him right now. Fraser in 12th. He's, yeah. Not going to be a happy bunny, I can assume, after this race. There's Royston. There's Whitford. And Cam, both rear-wheel drive cars not having a good time. Obviously, I don't think any of them have the DLC cars. And then there's Tim. He's not far behind Cam, to be honest. Cam's had a real bad one, same with Whitford. But there's your leader so far here on lap number 10, 11 even. Slide gas still in second, and Jack really pestering Jim, who has a little bit of a slide now through that second corner. That will not be helpful for him, as Jack now has the inside for the double 90 right in the national loop. Lovely stuff from Jack behind. Making sure he's got that place. And Jim into the back of Jack, and he spun it round. Where's Omega? There's Omega. Can he take position? No, he can't. Wasn't quite close enough there to reap the rewards. That spin of Jim. Jamie's now far enough ahead of Hockenheim Mofo to clear his penalty right now for 6th, so that's probably where he's going to stay. But Suzuki RMZ has Fraser for company. Ginge is now behind them, so maybe a mistake from Ginge, a bit of a spin maybe. Cam is now in dead last in that Mercedes. He's not enjoying it around it. And he's going to have to go careful because he's got Edu on his tail. Instantly moves over. Edu goes through, and Fraser now passes Suzuki RMZ for 10th place. Gradually making his way back up the order. But now the battle is between Jim and Omega for 4th place right now. As we continue to watch this battle between two championship contenders. Where is Scooby at? Scooby's now still in 8th at the moment. He's not going to catch Hockenheim Mofo, I don't think, unless he's going to rip time out of him. Looking at the times, not much now in the way of battling, although that's Royston, Whitford. A bit too far behind there, about 3 seconds worth. 4.1 to Royston. No one retired yet, which is good news for this race. And Omega has got past Jim, so maybe a mistake from Jim, and Omega's through into 4th. Defending champion. Now the highest of the top 4 who couldn't qualify. As there goes Omega, still there, and Jack is attempting now to close in on Slider Gas for that 2nd place. He wants it back, that number 25 Nissan. Now right on the back of that Audi, going through the double right-hander with the concertina effect. But now only 4/10 of the gap. Let's have a look at what Jack can see from the cockpit cam. There is that Audi, he wants that position back. Through Zach's curve, into the flick left, flick right. Into the bumper cam. He's had a good run coming out of the final corner here as we go on to the penultimate lap. This is going to get very interesting very quickly. Into the second corner. Down through the parabolica, into the double 90 right we come. I think Edu's definitely made a mistake somewhere. He is now only 4 seconds up the road here. So he did a quick excursion from the road for Edu. Definitely with a 1:35 on his lap time last time around. Jack, I don't... Oh, we've got these two battles here. There's Omega now with Jim right behind him. Can anyone make that crucial move here as we approach the final lap? As we come on to the final lap now, Slider Gas now having to defend. 0.3 of a second between him and Jack, and this is where it gets good. The final lap sprint. Edu really having issues right now, coming towards the end of this race. He's starting to lose time. I've got a feeling he's going to be just about safe though from this battle pair. Come down towards the double right-hander. Towards the stadium section for the final time then for the Group A Tourers. It looks like Slider Gas might get away with this, but we switch to the Spaniard. Oh, and that's Jack off. Jack off into the gravel. A very late excursion. Luckily not lost it any time really. But the Spaniard of Edu, he's had so much bad luck over the last season and the start of this. His luck finally turns around. The number 2 Nissan comes through the final corner to take the win. Edu wins here at Hockenheim National, followed by Slider Gas. Jack will hold on to the podium position in 3rd, Omega 4th, RS Jim is 5th, Jamie F430 will be in 6th. Here comes One High Mofo, he'll come home in 7th place. Then Scooby, a brilliant recovery drive for the championship leader. He comes home 8th. Shock Shaft will be in 9th place. He's happy with that. Here comes Ginge now. Through the final corner comes Ginge. He's going to come home in 10th, it seems. Fraser comes home in 11th. Royston with Suzuki RMZ with a penalty, so he's not going to be an issue, but Royston comes home in 12th. Suzuki RMZ in 13th. And Whitford in 14th. Tim will finish 15th with Cam in 16th. Both a lap down. So your provisional results here from Hockenheim. Edu will win from Slider Gas, Jack TM53 Synopsis, Omega, Jim 77, Jamie FL30, One High Mofo, Scooby G, Shockshaft, Ginge, Fraser, Royston, Suzuki RMZ, Whitford 0, Tim 78, and Cam 123 Digs rounds out the race results. So a brilliant race here at Hockenheim National. You'll have to, I think you'll agree with me. Absolute fantastic stuff between the top guys. Edu got away early, got the fastest lap as well for good measure, I think. Yes, he did. A few mistakes at the end, but he comes through to finally beat that luck curse he has. But from the Group A Tourers and from me, thank you for watching. Stay tuned because very, very shortly it's going to be the Moderns' turn, but they're around Sportsland Sugo. So do join me for that one very shortly. About 10 minutes, I reckon. But thank you for watching the Group A Tours. Join us next week for round number 4. Everyone in the Mercedes around the Red Bull Ring. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.